Section first, event and processes. Good morning students. इजी टू स्टडी ट्यूटोरियल के साथ मैं फिर से एक बार हाजिर हूँ आपके सामने, और ये हिस्ट्री 9th क्लास और 9th स्टैंडर्ड NCERT फर्स्ट चैप्टर इवेंट एंड प्रोसेसेस. In section first, you will read about French Revolution, Russian Revolution and the rise of Nazism. In different ways, all these events, right, important in the making of the modern world, I'm stressing modern world. Chapter first is on the French Revolution. Okay, so this is the important thing. This important point is one of them. So today we often take the idea of liberty, freedom, equality for granted. कि हमको ये सारे के सारे आइडियाज़ हैं जो आज के टाइम पे हम फॉलो करते हैं और हमको मिलने चाहिए, ग्रांट होने चाहिए. What we need to remind ourselves कि हमें खुद को ये रिमाइंड कराने की ज़रूरत होती है कि these ideas are also have a history. इन आइडियाज़ की भी कुछ अपनी हिस्ट्री होती होगी, करेक्ट? By looking at the French Revolution, you will read some part of society based on privileges give way to a new system of governance. A declaration of rights of man during the revolution. The declaration of the rights of man during the revolution announced the coming of a new time and the idea that all individuals had rights and could claim equality became part of a new language of politics. The idea that all individuals had rights that could claim equality became part of a new language of politics. These politics and these notions of equality and freedom emerged as the central ideas of a new age. But in different countries, they were reinterpreted and rethought in many different ways. The anti-colonial movement in India and China, Africa and South America produced ideas that were innovative and original. Remind, and original. But they spoke in a language that gained currency only from the late 18th century. This is very important topic. So, and the section second, you will read about the coming of socialism in Europe. Socialism in Europe. Okay, society, socialism, and the democratic revolution sought to change society in a different way. Okay, this is very important. The Russian Revolution change, sought to change society in a different ways. It raised the equation of economic equality and the well-being for workers and peasants. Okay, listen. It raised the question of economic equality and the well-being of workers and peasants. Okay, the chapter will tell you about the change. The chapter will tell you about the changes even that were initiated by the new Soviet government. The problems is faced, the problem it faced, the measures it undertook while Soviet Russia pushed ahead with industrialization and mechanization of agriculture. It denied the rights of citizens that were essential to the working of a democratic society. Really, the ideas of socialism have become part of the anti-colonial movement, anti-colonial colonial movements. I'm thinking about something, so I'm just in different countries today. The Soviet Union has broken up, and socialism is in crisis. Okay, socialism is in crisis, but through the 20th century, it has been a powerful force. Okay, 20th century, it has been a powerful force is the shaping of the contemporary world. Okay, this is very important. The ideals of socialism, however, became part of the anti-colonial movements in different countries. Today, the Soviet Union was broken up. Today, the Soviet Union has broken up, and socialism is in crisis. But through the 20th century, it has been a powerful force in the shaping of contemporary world. Actually, what I want to tell you to everyone, that we should write Russian Revolution also. Why? Because uh, if you can write or if you can listen, so there is no problem. Because if you know the Russian Revolution, then your ideas and visualizations were very clear for the further things. What you want to, the further things or the last thing is exams or in all that and knowledge wise. So how much knowledge you can gain, you have to gain. Okay, so it's a suggestion. In chapter second, that's all, and chapter third will take you to Germany. Okay, so the first chapter is all about France or French, and the second chapter is all about Russia, and the third chapter is all about Germany. And the important thing, this chapter third is talk about the history of a person and the history of the same period of time. So okay, this is very important chapter. Okay, और इसको पढ़ना भी पड़ेगा अपन सबको, है ना, नाइन्थ क्लास है, दो चैप्टर तो एटलीस्ट आएंगे आपके में, और वो रशियन रेवोल्यूशन छोड़ देते हैं स्कूल वाले, तो आप चाहो तो पढ़ सकते हो इसको. It will discuss the rise of Hitler and the politics of Nazism. You will read about the children and women in Nazi Germany, about schools and concentration camps. You will see how Nazism denied various minorities in right to live, how it drew upon a long tradition of anti-Jewish feelings to persecute the Jews, and to how it backed a relentless battle against democracy and socialism also. But the story of Nazim's rise is not only about field specific events, system which operated at different levels. Some in India were impressed with the ideas of Hitler, but who but most watched the rise of Nazim with horror. Wow. The history of the modern world in is not simply a story of the unfolding of freedom and democracy. Okay, the history of the modern world. The history of the modern world is not simply a story of the unfolding of freedom and democracy. It has also been a story of violence and tyranny, deaths and destruction. Okay, so this is all about the modern Indian history. The starting of modern Indian history. Actually, I want your response. Okay, so